A drive through this Burbank, California neighborhood in December will reveal a sprinkling of homes dressed for the holidays. Lights here, Santa there, and you get a picture of any town USA during Christmas. But then you turn the next corner and find this. Between the animated displays, layers of fresh snow, and tens of thousands of lights, you'll be hard-pressed to see the Norton family home beneath it all. But trust me, it's there.
Well, when people first see the display, they're sort of awestruck.
If there are bragging rights for the biggest and brightest holiday display in Burbank, they should certainly be firmly in Dick and Pam Norton's possession, but they're not. Because a few doors down, Keith LaPrath poses a serious challenge to Dick's Tinseltown title. His home is another similar, if not equal, cascading blur of Christmas chaos.
People first see the display, they'll be driving miles and the brakes, screech on. They don't realize what exactly it is.
Going back to the Norton family for a moment, if Dick has anybody to blame for this holiday rivalry, it would be himself.
Well, unfortunately, I taught Keith everything he knows.
And what a competition it has become. Two homes, a stone's throw apart, treat thousands of visitors to this 2-for-1 holiday treat. The holiday bug bit Dick and Pam Norton in 1973 when they bought their first home.
For the first 15 years, we started adding small things to it.
For the first 7 or so years, the display stayed small and modest. Then things started to change.
But in the mid to late 80s, we started with the large attractions you see behind us.
But it's here that our story takes a twist. The year was 1987, and whether he knew it or not at the time, Dick had already made quite an impression on his young neighbor. His name? You guessed it, Keith LaPrath.
I started the display back in 1987. I was 7 years old at the time. Just added a little bit more every year after that, and it's ended up to this gargantuan, what I have today.
Keith's display has grown over the years to the point where the lines between student and master have become blurred. And as Keith's display has grown, so has the sense of competition.
What we try to do is keep things secret every year from each other. We'll try to harass each other back and forth as much as we can to make it even more fun.
He started building his display, and they got larger and larger, and then he started harassing me about, I'm going to make a display better than yours. And that really started the competition. This year, it's the best display ever. I've taught Keith all he knows, but I did keep a couple of secrets.
I'm going to get you, Norton. I've got you this year.
Each year, our friendly Christmas competition starts sometime during the summer with the very secretive planning phase. Dick leans towards the linear side with diagrams and schematics.
Keith will never see these plans.
Plans for Keith's display, by his own admission, are kept locked even tighter.
I've got you, Norton. I got it all up here.
Then on November 1st, dozens of decorations come down from attics and garages. Both men dive in, spending hours assembling thousands of pieces, parts, and components.
Yeah, the most time-consuming aspect of the display is building the animated attractions, the merry-go-round being the most complex.
For single Keith, it's a labor of love he does by himself. At Dick's, setup is a group effort, with wife Pam pitching in. Once each display is in place, the reconnaissance begins. Keith investigates Dick's display with a critical eye towards workmanship, while Dick secretly gauges the competitive challenge being mounted by Keith. With opening night drawing near, with bragging rights on the line, both Dick and Keith let the holiday baiting begin.
Hey, Norton, you might want to hurry up and get finished so you don't disappoint the kids. Christmas is only a couple weeks away now.
Keith, your tree's looking pretty bare. You gonna put some lights in it?
As twilight draws near on the first Saturday in December and every night thereafter throughout Christmas, the tension builds, and both camps prepare for their respective lightings. Nightly setup at Keith's is quick and easy. The Norton's home takes a little more prep.
Well, every night we have 2 carts full of stuffed animals and bears, and we roll the carts out. We fill the merry-go-round and the Ferris wheel.
But it takes about 15 minutes to fire the whole thing up.
Then finally, at 5:30, the magic moment arrives. Dick and Pam Norton watch like proud parents as their home is lit up with an explosion of holiday lights and activity. Holiday bears enjoy the Christmas carnival rides, from the merry-go-round to the swings, The oldest display to the newest, Santa's workshop and more, everything is chugging along smoothly. And tonight, this year's newest edition, the Hammer, is making a big hit with crowds at Dick's.
The response to the Hammer so far has been quite enthusiastic.
They really like the Hammer.
A few doors down from Dick's house, Keith LaPrath isn't taking second place to anyone. With 50,000 twinkling lights illuminating the merry madness in his front yard, his Christmas cornucopia overflows with reindeer, Christmas trees, and characters of all shapes and sizes as the Christmas star shines down over the whole scene.
It's very enjoyable to see the people get excited over it, the anticipation of the build-up until it gets turned on.
It's those reactions that make it easy for both Keith and the Nortons to keep going year after year.
It feels great. You know, at night when we come out and visit with the people and hearing their comments about how much this means to them, and they're glad that we do it, makes all the time and effort that we put into it very, very much worthwhile.
And in spite of the competition, it's hard to mask the bond of friendship between Dick and Keith.
I guess every now and then we can, call it a truce.
Yeah.
In between, I won't tie you up with the tinsel anymore. I'll leave you alone.
All right, I won't cut your power.
Okay.
And all joking aside, this is one neighborhood competition where everybody wins.